Happy Friday.
Hey, everybody.
Yes, back again. What's up, Kitty?
So we got started a little late, you guys. We apologize. We got started a little late. We were actually having technical issues. First, it was him, and then it was me. I turned on my computer, and my camera's already like this. I haven't touched it or anything. And so he's over here running back and forth between the rooms and trying to get my stuff straight. He's like, "What'd you do?" I'm like, "I haven't done anything. I haven't touched anything." Goodness.
I'll tell you something.
With us, it is.
Issue.
We're always late. Always late every time.
Pretty much. I can't see chat since we just jumped in, Kitty. Anything? Got anything in the chat? No?
Just doing is in here. Hello, Just
Heck yeah,
doing.
heck yeah. What's
He
up,
brought
Just
a
doing?
root beer. Is it A&W? I want to
Oh,
know.
that's a good question. That's a good question.
Ooh, is it
AMW,
A&W?
AMW, Barks, or Mug, guys? Which one's your favorite?
Ooh. I think he's actually asked this on his podcast before. So I'm
Really?
interested. I can't remember what
Oh
his
shit.
response was, though. Yeah. You got to let us know. We love root beer. Both of us do.
Man, Barks is my favorite. Barks.
Yeah.
Barks, A&W second, Mug is third. Wait, there's another one though, isn't there? Fuck, I feel like I'm forgetting one. Anybody ever had Not Your Father's? That shit was actually pretty good, man. Like,
Which one?
Not Your Father's root beer. It's alcoholic root
Yeah.
beer. They have
Yeah,
that, and I
you
think they
got.
have a cream soda one too.
You let me have a sip of that. That was back whenever I couldn't
Couldn't do
because
all
of
the
my
sugar.
yeah. So,
Yeah.
but you let me have a sip. That was really good. What's
Oh,
that?
doing
Barks.
Sid
Woo,
Barks.
woo.
Heck yeah. Good choice,
Yeah.
good choice. Shit, and,
Excellent
I
choice.
just saw Church, Church dropped the official version of Throwaway. He did that one with Fish Tank too.
The official one, or are
Hell
you
yeah.
talking about the one that?
Isn't that the one he just did the rough draft of? Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So
that
he just
yeah.
did the official version. Cause remember that was just a draft. So,
Yeah.
but Fish
Just
Tank's on
doing.
this one.
Are
So,
y'all gonna cover it?
hell yeah.
We want to know. Speaking of, you were gonna actually start off our podcast this week with a song.
Oh, I didn't get to make it. I didn't get to make it. So I'm gonna hold that for the next one.
I'm gonna hold you to it,
I've been
babe.
busy. Hey, I was busy, man. I got all kinds of shit done today.
So did I.
I, was, I never said you did. I'm just like, hey,
Hmm.
let me have my moment to shine, okay? Let me bask in my glory. Damn. Can't even let me have a win. Come on now.
You're such a baby.
You're a baby. Wimpy kitty. Baby whiners. That's what that stands for. Oh, that is a funny movie. Um, yeah. Did you did you get a hold of the Rambler?
I sent him a message.
Okay. But yeah, we're supposed to have
Um,
a special guest, the Rambler, on tonight. Also, previously known as Patriot from the Hood.
yeah.
We
Let me
had him
try
on
to call him
before,
real quick.
guys. That was a badass episode we did with him, man.
Oh, totally. Let me try
Was
to
it
call him
the
real quick.
ladder? Yeah, yeah. Go ahead. The ladder was taken. I had to put my focus on there. So I actually started using for like how long are the focuses and do not disturb now. I've been using that like more often now for the first time. I know shows you how far behind I am on the trends and shit. But I put my focus on now so I don't have to hear my phone beep 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 20 fucking times a minute. Yeah, how's everyone's Friday, man? My Friday was badass. I hope y'all's was too, man. Much needed. It's raining here. Hey, does anyone feel like the weather's a little bit off for like the time of year? Like, I don't know, just something seems off. Like, well, the weather's right now, but I don't know, it just doesn't feel like October. It feels like November. I don't know. Did you get hold of him, Kitty?
Um, no, I tried to call him just now, but you never know. He could have gotten tied up into something. So
Oh yeah,
he just
no,
messaged me
that's good.
back. He just said, "Hey." So let's give him a few minutes. Try to like,
Did you?
yeah, absolutely.
So you wanna? All right, guys. This episode, I am at a complete loss. Kitty's like, let's do this. I'm like, let's let's do it. You seem excited, ramped up for it. So if
So
one
the
of
only
us gets ramped up, it's like we gotta do it because like there's a reason we're pumped for it. So I wasn't feeling like this episode like anything particular towards it, but I wasn't feeling like it was the right timing for some of the other stuff that we had lined up. So I'm like, well, I really don't feel like a pull towards any topic this week, so let's do it. Let's fucking do that one. So, long story short, I'm at a loss. I don't. I knew a little bit that Kitty's kind of filled me in on, but for the most part, I'm gonna be kind of an observer on this one. Just throw my 2 cents in. What's homeboy's name from um, the deep end?
Taylor Welch,
No, the other guy.
Jake.
Justin. Jake. That's right. I'm gonna be Jake today. So. But yeah, Kitty, you want to kind of touch on what we're going over tonight, or?
Yeah, give me 1 second. I am messaging um Patriot right now. Sorry, the Rambler. Anyway, so the reason why I wanted to do this, um, I don't know if y'all remember back in August, there was a whole band that was found on our side of the border. 5 guys, and it was in Texas. Yeah, it was close to the border, but it was on our side of the border. They were found. All of them were killed, and I know that some of these people that I'm going to mention, there are some people that never listened to this kind of music because a lot of people, in America, they listen to music that's like in English. But I felt like it was important to talk about some of these people. And the reason why, look at all the work Trump has done since he's been in office, getting people off the street, um, and deporting the people. Like his top priority and concern were those who were the most dangerous. And a lot of the time, those would be, you know, cartel members. So he was trying to have them deported, and he's had them deported. If he wouldn't have had that done, what happened in August, whenever that band was found on our soil, on U.S. soil, that could be happening a lot more often. Do you agree?
You asking me or the chat?
Yeah, I'm asking you.
Oh, no, I do agree.
Mhm. So, with that being the case, that's the reason why I wanted to do this. That and there are a lot of similarities in the music, especially the particular music that we are going to talk about with about at least half of the people that we're going to talk about. So, of all of these people, and I sent you some screenshots. So, let's do that first. Let's do some.
Did you send them to Instagram?
No, send them to your phone, baby. Like an hour ago. Did you not get them?
No, I got them. I thought you were gonna send them to Instagram too. I can't
Oh
pull
no.
them up on the screen if they're on my phone.
Okay.
Can you
What do you
can you
you want
send
me
them to
to?
my Instagram? Do you want me to show them? Like show the picture?
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, I need you to send them to my Instagram. I can't show
Mm,
my phone on the screen.
I know. Well, you go ahead and take the floor for a second, okay?
Okay. But yeah, I'm kind of gonna just go off on my little tangent here for a minute. But yeah, everybody who's like pissed off about like Trump deporting people, like, oh, he's breaking up families. How dare he? Okay, so if a if a father of like a family of like five was found guilty of being a serial killer, should he not be taken away from his family? Should they not split that family up and take that father to, you know, get the fucking lethal injection? Like shit, man. Dude, fuck. These people are criminals, man. They keep trying to portray them all as like, oh, just these innocent families and oh man, look at these motherfuckers on TikTok. Hey, hello, you need me. There's nothing you can do for me. Do about me. I'm gonna be here, motherfucker, like it or not. Like, dude, that's not the attitude to have, man. If you're gonna come over into someone else's country and you're trying to look for a better fucking life, I'm just saying. You come over here, man, fucking. Dude, if I go to Mexico or I go to another country, I'm gonna show respect to those motherfuckers. I'm gonna try to respect their culture and their beliefs and shit, man. I'm not gonna change who I am, but, I'm not gonna come over there and tell them, like, oh, fucking, y'all gotta do shit different now that I'm here. Yeah. No, fuck that. Y'all keep doing what you're doing. I'm the fucking outsider. It's cool. Dox yourself like he had him did. Man, he probably did that shit on purpose, hoping some random motherfucker would like show up at his house just wanting like an autograph, and he'd be like, "Look, crazy people show up at my house, man. Look at this." Like, dude, what do you think was gonna happen? So, did anybody actually bring any Mexican food tonight, man? Man, some tacos sound good. Come on, Mr. Hernandez. Gotta smuggle me up some food, man. Some authentic shit. Some guacamole and some good peppers. What do they call that? What's that big stuffed pepper thing? Fuck is
Poblano?
that called? Yeah, but what's that dish called? It's like, what is it? It has a B word in there somewhere.
I know what you're talking about. It usually has cheese or sometimes some
Yeah.
meat.
What
Mm-hmm.
the fuck is that called?
I can't remember off the top of my
It's like
head.
carne something. Anyway, man, that big stuffed pepper, that shit is looking good, man. Or that shit with the little like baby squid in it. I'm not gonna lie, that shit is really that soup is really fucking good.
I sent those pictures to your Instagram, baby.
Look, yeah. Let's see what we got. If I start like high mumbling, just let me know. All nine of these? Correct.
Yeah. So pull up
Okay.
the first one of do you think this could happen on American soil? So anybody in the chat, if y'all think it could happen on American soil, put an American flag, especially like if the election went different.
Ugh. It's gonna take me a second, kid. Keep going.
Okay.
I'll have it.
All right. So a lot of these artists, like I said, they are from Mexico. There is one that is actually American. She was born in the United States and she's lived her whole life. Um, and so, and that one was more of a mysterious death, but we'll get into all that. But my whole thing with all of this, everybody knows, especially within our community, like a Creek Squad knows how bad um, mainstream music industry can be. So, what would you think a cartel would do with that kind of power? Put your thoughts in the chat. So, and that's basically what goes on quite a bit in Mexico. And I'll explain why. I'm kind of wanting to wait until we get Rambler on, to where we can really kind of get into it pretty deep. And we're probably going to go pretty quickly with it. But
Which picture am I starting with?
do it.
What picture am I starting with?
Let's start off with the one. Do you think this could happen on American soil?
Okay.
If y'all do, put an American flag in the chat. The next one I want you to pull up is, what is a corrido? Just doing, just doing. It was like the other day. Like, speak English. We're in America. And totally, I agree. And let me tell you, my father. Okay, so my father is Hispanic. His family is from Zacatecas, Mexico. But I will tell you, my father, who didn't even speak any English until he went to school, purposely had me learn English, didn't really try to teach me that much Spanish. Any Spanish that I know, I picked up on my own, back whenever I was, older. But my dad was a conservative. He's more conservative than my mom, and my mom is very conservative. And he was all about, he was American. I mean, yeah, like
What's
he
up,
would tell
Sil?
people, "Hey, silly." He would tell people he was Hispanic, but he would tell people, "I'm American." That was what he was first. Um, but he still did respect his culture, but there was no no question, as what country was his, if that makes any sense.
Heck yeah.
Mhm.
Hey, all right, we got them in here.
Patriot,
Yo, what's
what's
Hey,
going
up,
what's
on?
going on,
Rambler?
bro?
What's going on? I hope you guys can hear me, man. I misplaced my headphones right now, so
Oh no, you're good, bro. We can hear you.
you guys.
We
All
can
right,
hear
cool,
you.
cool, for sure, for sure. What's going on,
Hey,
you
how you
guys?
doing, bro?
What's going on, y'all? Creek Squad, what's going on? All the boys, all the girls.
Hey, yeah.
Let's go. How y'all doing
Man.
tonight? How's
Oh
this
shit, we're
evening?
good, man. We're good.
Right
How
on,
about
right on.
you?
Doing good, man. Doing good. Was a bit busy, but just how time is, just flies by.
Yes.
Hell yeah, man, for sure. Well, busy's good, man. Busy's good.
For sure it is.
Like, yeah. Kitty, you want to kind of catch them up where we were at?
Yeah. What's going on? Where we at?
So I was just basically giving him a quick introduction into some of the people about my dad. I was telling them that my dad was, full-blooded Hispanic. He didn't even learn any English until he went to school. Um, and his family, like my family, they come from Zacatecas, Mexico. But he was more conservative than even my mom. Like,
Wow.
that's just who he was, and he would tell anybody, like, he was American. Like, he didn't have any shame about being Hispanic, being like
Right.
having family from Mexico, nothing like that. It's just this was his country. He
Right.
had no loyalty issues there whatsoever. And I kind of got off on a tangent with that. But the reason why I was telling people I wanted to do this episode so badly,
Right.
what makes y'all think this can't happen on American soil? It can. It can. Look at that band that was just found in August. They put it on our side of the border, dude, on purpose to show us something.
Right.
That's what I think. Doesn't mean I'm right. That's just my opinion, but that's where I'm at with it. And my question to them in the chat was like, "Hey, what y'all know about like mainstream and music industry and what it can do? You know how horrible it can be to artists. What do you think about what a cartel can do?"
Well,
And
I
I want
mean,
them to put their thoughts in the chat.
right.
So,
Well, I I, I say like it can because there's I really don't know so much, but I did hear I mean uh like certain TikTokers or whatnot getting in in some kind of problems with the cartel for some saying some stuff on their TikToks and whatnot.
yeah,
And I mean nothing. I wouldn't say like hardcore, but I mean if they could reach you on your TikTok or reach you however, or just like uh just people in general, just able to somehow locate you or find you, uh
exactly.
sometimes
100%.
people, yeah, people be posting like locations and whatnot on their on stories or whatever, and there's also stories on the news where they're not artists or anything like that, but they make some type of content, they post their stuff up, they put their
Right.
location, and then I mean they come out in the news that they get mugged or shot or something.
Right.
So yeah,
Absolutely. 100%. And there are
so
some
yeah, I mean,
people that come here that, we may not even know.
no,
Like,
totally.
yeah,
Yeah, we don't
like
know
it's
who's
very
here,
common.
if yeah, right. There
Exactly.
it is. Yeah.
But I asked a question on one of my stories earlier this week. It was really funny because by the way, Just Doing's like, "What's up, Rambler? What up, bro?" He's already asking you. Um, just doing podcasting, Gabe.
Just hey, what's
um,
going on, Gabe?
so I put on my story. I was like, "What is a Corrido?" And I made it like a little quiz, and he was like, "Let's speak English. Like, what is this?" So, um, most of the people, of course, answered they weren't sure. One person guessed that was slang for a joke. You want to go into what a corrido is? A corrido?
A corrido, well, corrido is uh another words. Honestly, it's like gangster rap. It's Western music. A lot of people tell you who actually know about or listen to country music that country was originally picked up from it's Mexican music. Corridos, and that's how they got like ballads and stuff like that. From that type of music. Because so yeah, that before I just go too deep and all that, yeah, that's what in terms I would put it in. It's like gangster rap in
Yeah,
Spanish. Yeah.
absolutely. Absolutely. And it's a Mexican ballad. So, baby, if you want to go to the next one, the next picture would be what is a narcocorrido. All right. And Silly guessed it on his answer. And it was basically it was crediting the cartel. Usually those songs credit
Yeah.
cartel members,
Yeah.
certain cartel.
Right.
So he guessed that on point. Um, let's see here. And did I have any more quizzes, babe? There we go. Okay. So that is a whole bunch of people. I try to fit it all on one story. So I was telling the people earlier in the chat, yeah, a lot of these people that we're talking about, they lived in Mexico. They were born in Mexico. But there is one who was born in the United States that lived in the United States, but she died in Mexico. And I already gave it away. So y'all want to pick out which one of those people. There's only one female. I'm so bad at that. Dude, I suck at Christmas too, let me tell you.
Yeah.
Poker, all of it. Anyway, so and any of y'all want to win at poker, just like, like, hey, Kenny, want to play
Right.
poker? You'll win some money. Anyway, so of course we're gonna be talking about one of the most popular, and I don't want to say it like in a good way, but one of the most popular ones is about Chalino Sanchez. A lot of the people know because everybody has seen that video of him being handed that note the night he
Right.
was killed. You
Right.
know,
Yeah. There's a video out there where he's playing his music and he keeps staring out to the audience, looking at the direction where I guess whoever was there, and it just keeps showing him, looking at the direction, looking down, kind of bobbing his head until he got that note, and then he kind of looks up again at that same direction where he's looking at, and then he just like plays his music, and then that was it. Uh,
absolutely, absolutely. That one was insane. And then we've got another one, and that was Valentin Elizade.
right?
All right. So he, that one he was after Chelina, wasn't he?
Uh, to tell you the truth, I don't know so much about that one, so I
Hmm.
won't be able to tell you if he was. I think he was after. I'm guessing.
I think he was after.
Yeah, I'm not honestly tell you the truth. I don't know about that one.
Yeah.
Uh,
So we've got him, and then of course we have Ernesto Barajas.
but I
And he was from what was it called? Norteño,
no,
right?
no, yeah,
Norteño, which is a band, you guys. So if y'all have any questions about like if we say a word, feel free to ask it in the chat because we want to be clear. We're here to where people can learn from this and people can kind of have a sense of what happens with the music industry and the cartel, you know.
right.
Um, then we've also got, of course, I'm gonna butcher their name. Grupo Fugitivo. Is that how you say there?
Grupo Fujitubo.
Yes.
Yeah,
Ye-
there you
Yeah.
go. You pronounced it better than I did.
Now that was the band of the five guys, the five young men that were found on the Texas border.
Yeah.
Um, and of course we got the last, who's my favorite. She's one of my favorites. Her and Selena are like my favorite of
Selena
all
too.
time. And I'm more into the women, like the women
Right.
singers, of course, but that's me. Um, Jenny Rivera.
And Jenna Rivera. Yeah.
Hmm. What's up, Woodchuck? Good to see you, bro.
What up, Woodchuck?
So, um, chat, you want to guess who, if y'all missed it, who was the American citizen?
There you go. That's a good one.
Hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, who do you want to start off with here?
I
Or
mean,
do you want to talk about any of them? You don't have to. What do you want to talk about on all this stuff?
we could start off if you already have like a topic going, like a roster or a line. We could just go down that line.
Yeah. Well, you know me. I'm nerdy like that. So yeah, you already
Right.
know I already have something in my head. We're gonna go like this. Okay, babe. So can you pull up the picture of let's go over Chelino Sanchez first.
Yeah.
Nope, not him. That's Valentin. No, that's Ernesto. There we go. Chelino Sanchez. So I can't remember. I believe it was it was the early 2000s, right, when this happened?
Somewhere around there. Yeah. I was young when that happened, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um
And I was just listening to one of his songs earlier. It was Barajas de Oro. You know, it's
mm,
like deck of cards, deck of gold cards. That was a
yeah.
pretty good song. Yeah.
Um oh shoot, 1992. Yep.
1990. Yeah. See, that's how I
1992.
was like,
That's
yeah,
when it
I was
happened.
young, man. I was like,
Mhm.
yeah.
So, let's go into why all of a sudden in 1992, I mean, he was like, gosh, he wasn't even 35 yet.
No, he was young.
When he
You
was
know,
killed.
there's even pictures of him with Tupac. That's how way back he
Really?
goes. Yeah.
Oh,
They
wow.
were in a concert together where they both performed at the same concert. Uh, so there's pictures out there with him and Tupac. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Mm.
That is really cool.
I think they took that to show the icon of what like Mexican gangster music and American gangster music.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And there is a tie there. I mean, like you've got your hip hop over here. What do they talk about?
Right.
They talk about the same stuff the Narcocorridos do. It's just in Spanish. And this
Right.
is why I wanted to do this video to where people understand that. Sometimes if it's something and it's in a different language and they don't understand, they're like,
Right.
okay, they just block it out because they don't know the language. So this is what this video is for, is to help people understand it better and to understand that there are very big parallels between hip hop and Narcocorridos,
Right.
you know? So Steve-O, good to see you.
What
Steve-O's
else,
in the
Steve?
chat.
What's going on?
So, you want to kind of go into what you know about Chelino?
Well, like I said again, I don't know so much. Say a lot of this stuff was popping off when it was the '90s.
Yeah.
And when I know, and then that's another thing too to go back is what I know from where I'm coming from. The '90s was like in that gangster scene. It was pretty hardcore. Because you had NWA, you had all that stuff, everything that was going on with them, and then besides that, at that time, uh, rappers beefing with each other was kind of aggressive as well. You had a lot of same thing with young in like early 2000s when you had like you even had like those rap beefs where it will come out on MTV and they will talk about certain rappers beefing with other rappers and whatnot and stuff that would happen and whatnot and yeah, so we gotta go back to that in that time it was pretty that's where all that gangster stuff was being kind of marketed at the same time. Well, nowadays people think it was being they were marketing violence and all that and putting it out there. So
Right.
that's where they're coming from. Well, that's where he's coming from.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that's the type of music he went to. That I mean, he would just. I mean, you listen to his music and it's just like, wow, it's
Dude, it
pretty.
goes hard.
Yeah, he goes hardcore. He's pretty hardcore.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he really is.
Uh-huh.
And you know, and from my understanding, I think a cartel wanted him to sing something or do something about them. He's like, from my understanding, he said no or something like that. And probably that's what happened.
Right.
Yeah.
So he was, I could read what we've got here on Wikipedia about it. I think you're right about that. So what they do in a lot of cases, they'll book venues, you guys, just like our guys up here go on tour, whether it's a hip hop artist or independent artist, whoever it may be. They go on tour. They do in Mexico as well. They'll go to different venues. Um, but a lot of the time, whenever they go to different venues, they are in different territories,
Hmm.
different different territories. And what I mean by that, different cartel territories.
Right.
So they have to be very careful where they book. Okay. Because if they book in the wrong, in the
Yeah,
wrong
the
place,
wrong. Yeah.
that
Right.
could be it for them. Like it doesn't take much. So the shooting, let's see here. Eduardo Gallegos, age 32, an unemployed mechanic from Thermal, who was under the influence of heroin and alcohol, requested the song "El Gallo de Sinaloa"
Mm.
to be played, and that one's a good one.
Right. That's horrible.
Good
Yeah.
one.
That's it. I
Oh
think that
yeah,
was when they would even call him El Gallo Oro or something like that.
do what?
I'm not sure that was who they were called El Gallo Oro,
Mm.
the golden rooster.
Oh no, that's Valentin.
Oh, yeah. Oh, see, there you go. See,
That's
yeah,
Valentin. That's who we're
yeah,
gonna get to. Yes,
yeah. Right.
Valentin was the golden rooster. I didn't know that his dad did the music too.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, a lot of these individuals, it went from dad to son and whatnot. Yeah,
Yeah, it was like a family thing.
yeah, right,
Absolutely. So, and
right,
that's kind of cool because, like, so the people here in our chat are like, they can see that some of these people have had generations of people singing. It's the same
right,
thing. It's the same
right.
thing.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
like that. Hank Williams.
Right.
Right,
So immediately after he requested the song, this dude, Eduardo Gallegos, jumped on the stage and fired 4 shots at Sanchez. So that was one time whenever he was shot. But that was not the time that that he was gone. Um, so basically, his record team warned him against visiting his home state of Sinaloa. Against their orders, he traveled to perform in concerts during the spring of 1992. And then in May, during a performance at Salon Bugambillas, in Culiacan, he was handed a note from someone in the crowd. Immediately, he seemed to become frightened. The note is commonly believed to have been a death threat. Um, and you could see, like in that video, he reads it and he's just, he does, his eyes don't get big, but you could tell he's like just kind of wiping away like sweat. You could
yeah,
tell,
yeah. You
like
can
it
see
kind
that
of
he's
affected
sweating.
him.
Yeah, you can see that his kind of like
Hmm.
his attitude kind of just, you know, his body language kind of changes up.
Right. You could tell he
Yeah,
was trying to be cool,
right.
but he was not trying to freak out, but you could tell something
Right,
definitely
exactly.
affected
He was
him.
like trying to hold it. He was like he kind of gave that look like hold it. Like hold, oh shoot. But
Right.
he didn't want to do that. So he kind of just like kind of shrugged it off. Like uh,
Absolutely. And he continued to play on.
right,
Um, After midnight, whenever he left the club with 2 of his brothers, a cousin, and several young women, their vehicle was pulled over by a group of armed men in a black Chevrolet Suburbans. So there was more than one Suburban. And they showed that they had state police identification, you guys. They were marked as like, I guess it would be the federales, right?
right, right.
They were marked as federales.
Raleigh.
They had the police kind of vehicles. They had them decked out looking like that, and the plates looked like they were real. And whenever they pulled him over, they told Chelino, this guy here, that their commander wanted to see him, and he got into the car. And the next morning, that's when 2 farmers found Chelino by an irrigation canal. Um, of course, he had been blindfolded, and he was like, they tied him up, you know,
Hmm.
and he had been shot twice in the back of the head. And that is what happened to Chelino. And Chelino, let me tell you guys, he was, goodness, he had been producing music for how long? Goodness, it was at least like almost 10 years, wasn't it? He was
Yeah, I mean,
big. I mean, he was
from,
huge.
from what I know, I mean, it wasn't he was there, but I don't think it was long enough. It was kind of
Right.
like a short career that he had, and it just boom.
Yeah.
There's another artist too that was kind of had that in the same situation in Tijuana and TJ.
Mhm.
I think his name was. I mean, I don't really know his music and whatnot, but I know he goes by like Pluma or something like that. What's it,
Uh-huh.
Pluma? I don't know, something like that. But he got the same thing. He had a perform in TJ and same thing. Supposedly, Cortel ended up sending him threat messages that he better not perform in TJ and whatnot, this and that.
Right. It
And
gets crazy,
he
dude.
still, and I think he still went. And he did it. He still went. And he did his concert and everything. But yeah, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it still happens out there.
Yeah, it gets crazy, bro.
Hmm.
It gets insane. And so, like, these are the signs to look for. What we're talking about, these little details that we're talking about, everybody has heard of cartel. Everybody kind of has an idea of how the cartel works. And so the stuff that may not be a surprise to you, but we need to talk about it to where if this ever becomes an issue, you kind of understand. You kind of already kind of, you know what I mean? It's become like you can already think ahead of what's going on.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. I still, thinking about rap beats and all that. The, one of the iconic ones I could think of is, it's NWA and Death Row when
right.
they were going at it. You know, and
Yes.
it's funny because they weren't gangs; they were record labels.
Mhm.
They were, I don't know if you've seen the NWA film and whatnot, but it just shows a lot of that stuff besides the stuff that they did talked about and whatnot. So it's pretty tense stuff, man.
It is. It's crazy. And there's
Right.
so many
Or
like
that
I
was
said,
some pretty crazy times.
yeah. No,
Right.
absolutely. And there's so many parallels with it. So the more we talk about this, it's going to be like, some of these people, especially the people in the chat, they know hip hop too. I mean,
Right.
every single one of them, they're going to be like, okay, yeah, there's definitely parallels here, here, and here. I could see that.
Right.
Um, absolutely. Well, do you want to go ahead and move on to the next one?
Sure.
All right. Um, Stoner, if you could flip over to Valentine, he should have a rooster necklace. There he is. No, that's okay. He's not wearing it there. Or it's too low where you can see. This is Valentin Elizalde, you guys. He did sing Narcocorridos. He was very big. Um, he was known as the Golden Rooster.
And they would call him the
His
Golden Rooster, man. Yeah.
El
Gallo Oro.
Gallo de Oro.
El Gallo de Oro.
hmm
Yeah.
hmm Um, one of his biggest hit was Vete. Is it Vete Ye? Vete Ya?
But yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah. And this gentleman here, he was one of the ones where his father had been a musician for years, which I didn't know until I really started like looking into this stuff. But absolutely. Um, so you want to talk about him a little bit? I know you said you know a little bit, but I can
You know,
go into some
I
stuff
was about
or
to say, I know they call him the Gallo Oro, but I don't know so much about him. I
yeah,
really, yeah, not really
r-
so much. Yeah.
right. See, I don't either, but
Yeah,
I
I
did
just
do
knew
some
that fact
research.
that they called him. Oh, I didn't know it was him. I actually thought it was Chalino, but
Right.
yeah, right.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, let's see here. So his who he liked to eulogize or was Fuentes, which was of course a Mexican drug lord. He also wrote lyrics honoring El Chapo, you guys, who was the leader of the Sinaloa cartel. So he was born in Mexico, in near the city of Sonora, and then he moved to Guadalajara. Okay, and then later he moved to Sinaloa, and this is all in Mexico, you guys. These are like different states, okay, and different towns. So he started back all the way back in 1998, and going forward, now this is very, very, very suspicious. But I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna pull up the article I've got on my phone about this, if you don't mind. So he was very popular in those aspects, right? You guys, let me get my article up. Sorry, it's taking me a second, y'all. But they put it pretty well. Okay, so they don't have it on here. Okay, so he was the one that, and correct me if I'm wrong. He was the one that his cousin was there with him, right? Whenever, but his cousin survived and then married his wife. I want to say his cousin was the only one that survived. Hold on, you guys. Let me.
No, I really don't. Can't recall that one. Man.
Yeah, no. I don't expect you
I,
to.
I
I'm
think I
basing
know.
that on what I remember of
They
research.
they shot the car he was in. No.
They did.
Yeah, right. He was the one
70.
after a concert, I think, or something. After
70.
something. Yeah, he
Mm,
stopped after something, and then he was leaving. They caught him outside as he was leaving, and they shot the car up. Yeah.
mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was assassinated. He was shot 20 times.
Yeah, like
Um,
they were like, there's no other way but to like get this guy while he's driving.
right.
As they're leaving. You know.
Absolutely. Um, so he was shot 20 times whenever he entered his SUV after finishing a performance. It
There
was
you
his
go.
manager and his driver were also killed. Um, and Fausto Tano Elizalde, his cousin and the only survivor of the attack, was also injured. So he was injured, but he wasn't killed. 2 days later, they held the funeral. The murders were witnessed by hundreds of fans who were attempting to get autographs.
Yeah.
So that's crazy. It was
Yeah,
like right
I think
there
I
in the
remember
opening,
seeing that
guys.
one in the like in channel 34 news. Like that came out in all the Spanish news. But again, I think I was just a kid at that time too, so I really wouldn't know that much. I just as I grew up, I think I just remember him. That's how they got seeing that in the news that breaking news whatnot. They got him and he was in his car. Yeah.
Right. Absolutely. Let's see here. And his cousin is the one who married his girl after he had passed. But did you know that his wife at the
I didn't
time,
even know that. Oh, that's
she was
crazy.
also killed?
Oh, really?
Did you know that?
No, I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
Um yeah, she was shot down in a street.
Wow.
Um Goodness, I think her name was Bianca.
No, I didn't even know that.
Let
Wow,
me
that's crazy.
Yeah,
Going after.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah.
So she was okay, yeah. She was killed by a gunman in Sonora, and she was shot twice in the head by a man who approached her and then fled the scene. Sounds familiar, you guys, right? That double tap. Um, and I guess she had their daughter. So he had a little girl with her, with her, and she was raising her obviously because he was gone. So I think she was grown or close to grown, maybe. But she had her daughter with her, but she wasn't injured, and no arrests were ever made. So
Wow.
that's That's definitely interesting with the cousin factor. The cousin did get injured, but he didn't get killed. He did marry like his girl after they, and there is a lot of conspiracy there with the fans. And I'm not saying that that happened, but a lot of the fans believe that his cousin was in on it. Gave the
I
cartel
mean, just just
intel.
just just by what I'm hearing, it kind of. I mean, it's kind of suspicious, how he. I mean,
Right.
he didn't die, and then he married his girl.
Right.
Right.
And that's a lot of the reason why they say that because it wasn't very long after he
Right.
passed whenever he married her. And then my only thing with that is like, of course, she passed after that. And I want to say, yeah, she was killed in like 2016. So that was
Oh
some
wow,
years
no,
later.
yeah.
That's like 10 years later.
Right. That was like 10 years
Um,
later.
yeah, because he was killed in 2006, so 10 years
Right.
later. So like that kind of sounded to me like also something from the cartel. Like just going
Yeah.
up in the middle of the day in the street and just pow
Just letting
pow
him out. Right.
and then walking away.
Right.
Like,
I
I
mean,
mean,
that
I could
was.
be wrong.
I mean, no. I mean, not just that, but I mean, we also gotta understand that Mexico itself, that's where it's not the same way they hold down the law here.
Right, absolutely.
So
It's not. It's very different.
right, it's very different. So I mean that I'm sure it was some involvement with them, with the cartels and stuff.
Right.
And especially
Absolutely.
especially in the for some reason, especially in the corrido genre and Spanish music. And then I
Mhm.
mean, you know, obviously, like I said, or like we said, we that's all they're talking about is basically what gangster rap is, violence, drugs, guns, um, you know, all that stuff, and some pretty hard stuff that what they will do to their enemies or whatnot, and stuff like that, and that's pretty hard stuff, man.
Right. Absolutely. It is. And they sing about like this very hard lifestyle,
Right,
just like the hip hop artists, like you're saying.
right,
Very hard lifestyle. And some of the artists in hip hop have gone out
yeah,
in a hail of bullets, just like these guys over here.
right.
You know,
I mean,
absolutely.
we got that. I mean, before there's rappers before they even became rappers like 50 Cent. He got shot so many times one night, and then next thing he went into music, and we got his music and everything he's creating and whatnot. But I mean, there's stories like that too. That's that. Obviously Tupac getting shot, Biggie getting shot. Um,
Right.
they're just yeah.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And
There's
it's a big deal. It's a big deal just as much as like, Tupac was to us and Biggie was to us. These people, affected everybody just as bad. Um, they're fans, 100%.
right.
Absolutely. They're very loved, very popular. These were the Biggies and Tupacs of Mexico.
Yeah,
They were
honestly.
huge.
Right.
They were huge. Um, you want to move on to, I guess, Fugitivo?
Let's do it.
All right, let's go. Oh, that's Ernesto, baby. There we go. All right, look at how young they are. They look like babies. And I'm gonna tell you, Rambler, dude, it was very hard to find any information on them. I was not
Yes.
aware of their music.
Right.
I was not aware of who they were, of course, until researching who it was that passed and that was found on our side of the border, right?
Right.
So, do you know anything about Grupo Fugitivo?
Uh, on the same. I mean, I'm not really just much of, again, they were just, I think they were stripped and tied down, left on the side or something like that. Um, but honestly, nah.
I think I'm frozen. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know much about them either. I do know. Um, I'm gonna go ahead and pull this up real quick, just to kind of give me a guide. I know the story, but I want to make sure I'm not.
Right. Trying
I'm
to be
not
as
saying it
accurate.
wrong.
Right. Right.
I want to make sure, like, I'm saying things right.
Right.
To show respect for their families and for these guys. Gosh, I mean, you look at that picture; they're so young. They look like they're babies. Um, so it was actually five of them. Four of them and their manager were discovered. Um, and it was 4 days after they had been reported missing. Their relatives had reported receiving ransom demands in the days after their disappearance.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Yeah. See, no.
yeah, kidnappings for ransom aren't uncommon. Um, but the way the band members were apparently lured to an abandoned lot by their kidnappers with the promise of a gig at a private party.
Wow.
So they were leaving, I guess, a venue. They had just played and they were on their way to another venue. And luckily, a lot of these guys, they were family oriented and they would check in with their family, like, yeah, we got this gig and we're going to go here. It's a private venue. It's a private, and that's big. And that's another thing, you guys, another little light bulb above your head with cartel. Cartel will do a lot of um,
Yeah.
private gigs, private
Yeah. They'll
parties.
do private parties. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, so they were lured there, and I guess that's where they were kidnapped. I mean, can you imagine kidnapping five guys? How many men that would take? Like, these are men.
Right.
Talk about other men. I mean, I know they're used to it, but it's just like thinking about that. Um, so they were kidnapped, and then days later, like, what was it, 4 days later, they were
Four
found.
days. Yeah. You said 4 days. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah. Um, there's not a whole lot that I know, unfortunately, um, about this, other than I want to say it was them that they were having a problem with the government at the time. The families were.
Right.
The families had reported them missing, and the government over there, which is how do you say that? Tamaulipas?
Tamale bus.
Yeah, is that how
Tamale
you say
bus.
that? Uh
Tamale.
huh. It's Tamaulipas.
Tamalu.
Is it Tamalu?
Tamalu. Yeah. Tamalu.
Okay, all right. I'm trying to put the LIP in there. That's my bad. You're gonna have to excuse my. I don't know a whole lot of Spanish, like I said, and I
Right.
my accent is horrible, but I try.
Right.
um, I'll try. So the government that was around there, they reported them missing, and they were telling their family members to calm down. Because I think some of the moms kind of got a gut feeling something was terribly wrong already within the first like day or two after they reported them missing. And they're like, oh, they're they're just guys. They're off being guys. They're a band. They're out being wild. They're out, doing stuff. And so there's been a little bit of backlash with that, from my understanding, with the families and that particular
Right.
town. Um, and there's not much else to be known about them other than obviously that, and that was kind of crazy. You want to move on to the next one?
For sure.
Okay.
Who we got? Oh,
Okay. Ernesto.
Ernesto.
Ernesto Brajas. Now, he was the only one that was killed, you guys, out of his band. From Norteño. What is it? Norteño. Um, Enigma Norteño. Okay. And he was Sinaloa based as well. And he just died in August of 2025. Um, he was very popular. Again, he did sing Narcocorridos. Um, let's see. Let's pull up. Okay, so he was born in Sinaloa. And he founded his own group in 2004. Let's see. And he even had his own podcast. I don't know if you knew that, Rambler, or not. He had his own podcast. I didn't know that. And he started that back in 2020. Um,
No, I didn't know that.
yeah, he started it by making vlogs. When he recorded or he'd share his personal life. But then he just started doing podcasts after that. Um, let's see here. So, do you want to talk a little bit about him? I'm sure, I think you know him a little bit more.
Uh no, honestly, I to be honest, I really don't listen a lot to corridos and whatnot.
Yeah,
I mean, I just really don't. I grew up with that around me.
right.
Grandma playing it all the time. Whatnot. My grandma, on my dad's side will play, all that music all the time. My grandma, on my mom's side will play like cumbias and el buki and stuff like that. And that's kind of more towards the Spanish music I went towards too, was the cumbias and el buki
Right.
and stuff like that. Yeah. So like
Yeah.
really the corrido stuff, I really don't know much. I just know
Mhm.
certain icon uh, artists, uh, certain facts, certain things about them or what happened, but like to be like to say like, oh yeah, no, I really don't. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's good. That's good. Um, because you still can add some stuff where I may have missed, you know.
Right.
Um, and so he was a singer, obviously, you guys. He was with the band. And I'm trying to. So he was intercepted by armed civilians who opened fire on him. Just of August of this year. Um, Unverified reports claim that there were 41 bullet hits.
Wow.
He had a companion with him inside his car. They were in a parking lot in
So they
Jalisco.
shot him in the car.
Uh huh.
Wow.
Yeah.
I did not know that. Yeah.
Yeah, and the attackers they fled the scene on a motorcycle. So the motorcycles are also very common with
Right.
hits.
Right.
Um, yeah. So let's see here. So there were previous threats with Brajas and what led up to it. Um, he was subject of so he was the subject of drug trafficking signed by the Jalisco New Generation cartel.
Wow.
They
Yes.
placed
Yes. I
messages
didn't know that.
against him. recriminating him for having alleged protection by the operators of the Sinaloa cartel. So those are enemies, you guys.
Right.
The Jalisco New Generation and Sinaloa. Um, so whenever he was there, what the note said, it said that Ernesto Barajas, vocalist of Enigma Norteño, stopped feeling protected by the sisters Achilles and Frog. Here, you're not going to come and sing. Runs from your flag. The Baja has owner. So they'll do kind of like cryptic messages. They aren't saying outright, I'm going to mess you up, right? Like, I mean,
Right.
but you know what they mean. You know what they mean. Um, Hours before performing again in Tijuana, a narcomanta, which a narcomanta, I had to look up what a narcomanta was because again, I don't know much Spanish, you guys. Do you know what a narcomanta is?
A nota blanca,
Narcomanta.
narcomanta.
Mm-hmm.
No.
I had to look it up. It's a banner. It's usually made of cloth or fabric, and it's written with a message. It's left by a drug cartel or an organized crime group.
Wow. Wow.
So
No,
I didn't
I
know
didn't know
that.
that. That's
Yeah.
pretty scary.
Yeah, they hung that whenever he went to Tijuana in 2017. And it was
So is that how they mark them?
I think it was like warnings.
Oh, like warning, like yeah,
Yeah.
okay,
And I think so according to this, it says it was by hung allegedly, right? By members of La Maña de la Nueva. And it warned that if the group, which is Enigma Norteño, his band, performed songs alluding to enemy drug traffickers such as, quote, Greek, Frog, and Achilles, who were mentioned in messages, they would begin a direct attack on the group and its security personnel. So that event was canceled. Once he saw that banner, they canceled it.
right.
Um yeah.
Wow, that's yeah. I mean, like I said, that's pretty scary, you know.
Oh yeah. No,
But I
absolutely.
mean, I mean, it kind of sounds like he was kind of involving himself in that kind of stuff,
He was.
you know.
He
Yeah. So
was.
right,
Yeah,
right,
he was. I mean, you kind of do whenever you're choosing to sing Narcocorridos, but I
right,
will tell you guys, with the research that I did, a lot of the time, they don't really have a choice. It's not like here,
right,
and this
right,
is why we need to talk about it to
right,
make sure, like, we always have a choice, and we always say, "Hey, we're blessed to have a choice." Our kids have choices to say, "No, I'm not going to sing about that," you
right.
know, um, because a lot of the time they don't, and
Yeah, like I said, you know, that's why I was like, oh, you know, again, we just gotta take place that it's different over there. It's not like over
yeah.
here, right?
And I'm not saying that it's like that all the time. I don't know. But sometimes they don't have choices. You know, you either sing for one cartel or the other.
Or the other, or you sing
You
about
know,
whatnot about them or what they're telling you to sing about, and you know,
right?
just so you could sing whatnot. And you know, and all of I'm pretty sure some of these dudes are just like, well, I'm just trying to eat, I'm trying to get some money, I'm trying to do my
Yeah,
thing, you know, whatever. Sure, you know, but that's
yeah,
basically like signing a contract with the devil, you know.
right. It's a
Right,
lot like mainstream music up here,
right, yeah,
right? Exactly. A lot of similarities there. Exactly, Rambler. Um, and then sometimes like they'll be in weird situations, like they'll be locked up. It may not be for hardly anything at all because their government's different, right?
right,
Um, and they're meeting people there that, of course, have have ties to cartel or are cartel themselves,
right,
and that's how it can start right there. You know, You get help from certain cartel members, and you start looking at them as Robin Hoods,
Right.
and that happens quite a bit too. So, um, just to kind of give y'all a background on how, like, the different mentality, you know, sometimes they don't have a choice. So we're lucky to have a choice.
Right.
Um,
No, we are. We are very lucky.
100%.
All right.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Um, well, Stoner, did you want to go to the next one?
Who's the next one? Let's see if I know.
You
See if I know something.
know quite a bit.
Okay. I'm not gonna lie. I do know about Jenny Rivera.
Jenny Rivera. That is my girl.
She's from
Uh,
California. She grew up in
yes.
LA. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
She was American, you guys.
Yeah.
And the
She's from
reason
it.
why,
She's Chicana. Yeah. American. Yeah.
yes, absolutely. Um, the reason why I included her in this, you guys, hers was more of a suspicious death.
It was. It's still a mystery.
Hmm.
I would say. It's just weird. It just how it just what, especially the incident that happened. That occurred. That was just weird itself.
Right.
But I'll let you go ahead and just let them know.
Say that again,
I said
Ripley.
I'll let you go ahead and let them know what's up about her.
Oh no, I'd love for you to.
No, go for it. Go for it.
Okay, all right.
All right.
So her dad was in the music industry. Her dad was actually the one that signed Chelino.
Mm.
You know, he had been in the music industry. He was a producer. He had his own production company. They had their own label. And Jenny, she had always had a beautiful voice from the time she was young, and her dad kept on wanting her to actually sing. Like, come on and sing. So she finally started recording it like in 1992. Okay. Um, and what she chose to sing, they were Narcocorridos. Okay. That wasn't her whole thing, though. That wasn't all of her music, wasn't all that. She had other stuff too. Okay. So a lot of these artists we keep on saying they sing Narcocorridos. Well, I will tell you that not all of them, that's not their whole catalog. Okay. Um, but she was incredibly talented. Of course, she grew in Mexico even though she was an American because her daddy knew how to market. She had went to certain places to get seen to where people could make a name with a face with her and everything else, and she just kind of blew up. Mexico absolutely fell in love with her and her
No,
music.
totally. Yeah.
Absolutely. Um, so she won the new award for region, the Mexican Female Artist of the Year. She won 9 consecutive times, you guys. This is how much Mexico loved her. She had a beautiful voice. She really did. Um,
I mean,
so
she was a female singer, and you had dudes listening to her.
oh, I'm telling you,
Yeah. I
she
mean,
was tough
it was
as
pretty
nails,
hard. Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
Dude, okay, so kind of like the females in hip hop, and I don't even know who to compare this to, honestly, because some of the females I wouldn't say are that I'm thinking off the top of my head are really great examples.
Right. No,
This woman was.
yeah, she was.
This
She was
woman would go toe to
totally
toe with
different.
those
Yeah.
males. She
Yeah.
would. She would
Yeah.
stand up to them. She didn't care. She had been put in some very horrible situations
Yeah. She
being a
had. She
woman.
had. Yeah.
Being a woman,
Hmm.
she was in some very horrible situations, and she still came out above all of it. She
Yeah.
fought for her way into this line of music, and she killed it. The people loved her. The women loved her because this is a strong, you know, they didn't care that she was American. This is a
Nah,
strong Mexican
right,
woman.
right,
Like she didn't care. Like she'd go toe to toe with the male. She didn't care.
right.
She'd tell it
She
like it
did it.
was.
She was, I'm a woman and I'm strong, and here I am, knock the door open and bam. You know,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
her music spoke volumes. I mean,
Mhm.
the day they announced that she passed, I mean, I was working, building, make construction on some apartments. And we had the radio on, and they say, I mean, I'm no lie, man. Everybody in the construction site just started like shouting and playing their music. It was pretty cool, But yeah, it was. That's how much influence and impact she made in the community, or Hispanic community and whatnot.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Um hey Razor Ricky, good to see you, bro.
Razor Rick going on.
And like I said, you guys, y'all have any questions, y'all just put them in the chat. She was so popular. And I believe that she was actually working on she was popular, of course, in Mexico. She loved Mexico, they loved her. Um, but she was also working on being more present in America as well because her kids were here in
Yeah,
America. So it was hard for her. She wanted to be with them more. And being out on the road and everything, she loved it, but she loved her kids. She wanted to be with her kids more. So she was trying to, I believe, where she was going with it, I believe she was trying to make it to where she was becoming just as popular in America as well. She was getting there. She wasn't quite there yet because that takes time. That takes a lot of you have to do things a certain way to get to what they call a crossover, right? From
right.
country to country. But I believe she was working on it. You guys, she was so popular, she had her own reality show.
She did, right? I remember
Uh-huh.
that.
With her oldest daughter, Chiki.
Yeah, right,
Chikis.
right. Hmm.
Um, and then they had a spin-off show and it was I Love Jenny. But she was absolutely loved. Everybody loved her. She was just amazing, you know, loved her kids, just everything. Now, on December 9th of 2012, she was on the Learjet 25 and she was traveling with six others and they crashed near Monterrey, Mexico. They actually crashed in Nuevo Leon, I believe. Uh, so the reason why I put her on here was, and I'm probably gonna have you talk about this, and hopefully it'll spark some more things here. But why it was so suspicious this plane crash.
Right, boy, exactly. It was a plane crash, and just suspicious how it happened, where it happened, who was in there, and not just that, but what made it suspicious the one is that they never found any like bones, skeletons, bodies, anything like that.
Mhm.
Right. So that's why it's a mystery.
Right.
Right.
No, absolutely. I don't know if any of y'all have Peacock. Peacock did come out with a documentary, and it is actually titled "Who Killed Jenny Rivera." Now, I will tell you, I'm going to put this as a forefront out there because I know that this has been said, at least by her brother, and out of respect for her family. Um, her brother does not believe
Right.
there has been any sort of weird stuff going on. One of the brothers has said that. I don't know which one. One of them has. So I'm going to say that right now, um, out of respect for her family. Her father, though, did want to dig deeper, at least a few years after the accident. I don't know if anything was cleared up for him, um, but he was willing to pay money. He felt like something was wrong.
Right.
Um, and the reason why I put it on there was just like everything Rambler said, you guys. Now, I'll tell y'all, how many of y'all know that there's a little black box on every plane? That black box was not on there. Why wasn't it on there? So in that little black box, Stoner, if you could kind of go into what the little black box is, or Rambler, whichever one of y'all, I feel like y'all could describe that better for a
The
plane.
black box.
Mm-hmm.
No, I would. What's the black box?
A black box that they have on every plane. So I think it's the voice recorder that they have in the cockpit, isn't it, Stoner?
Yeah, basically it collects all the transmissions from the plane to the control tower and voice recordings, camera, like I think they got cameras nowadays, but where it all collects it and stores it safe so if there's a crash it's protected.
Okay. Okay. That is what it is. Okay. Um, that was completely missing. They did find the actual flight recorder, but it was destroyed. But the black box that was supposed to be in the cockpit that would have given more detail as to how that plane just because from what they're saying, she was flying. Then all of a sudden, they took a nosedive and they just kept on going down. Like nobody tried to pull up, nothing like that. Um, and I found that very weird. You know,
Right.
that
No,
in
that's
the
pretty deep in there. I haven't done that deep about that, but
hmm
wow, I didn't even know that was missing. Wow. Yeah, that's what
yeah,
I was saying. Like, I know the body part that they try to find a body, there was no body, so that was just like the suspicions right there of what happened to the body, where's the body, and whatnot.
right,
All right.
absolutely. So there were a lot of conspiracies. Of course, because of all of this stuff. Um, there are a lot of conspiracies, and one of them was, of course, the cartel involvement. A lot of people thought that they were involved. Um, so there was there were people that were saying that she had ties to La Barbie.
But yeah, yeah, they were called
Okay.
Barbies. Yeah.
Um, so there are a couple of different theories. There are some people that are saying that, she refused to money launder for the Zetas, and
Right.
that's why she was killed. There are some people saying that she had a conflict, you know, with an actual cartel leader.
Right.
Um, in 2015, a former DEA stated it was possible and probable that she was killed because of a personal conflict with La Barbie. But La Barbie was a fan of hers, okay? But he did have a reputation for violence, you guys. So, there were threats before the flight, which that I know you know about Rambler. Um, she received threats before and during her concert. She was getting
Yeah.
text messages
Just like
during
beefing.
her
Yeah.
concert.
Right. Yeah, they were beefing. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, and then another one, the plane's owner. Um, that was Starwood Management LLC. They were already under investigation by the DEA for drug trafficking activities. And in the 1990s, the owner of that company had been indicted on drug smuggling charges. So there were a lot of reasons why the fans obviously thought, like, this isn't just an accident. You add the black box, you add all of a sudden they're just going down. You add all of these other things with, what a DEA, a former DEA is saying about connections, about things happening. I mean, it's understandable why a lot of people don't think that this is just some normal accident, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it just, yeah, all that adds up, and it's just like well, must have been something, and besides fail engine.
Right. Absolutely. Um, Now, the official investigation found that the pilots were unqualified. So they had a 78-year-old captain, and that exceeded the maximum age. And then they had a 21-year-old co pilot, and he wasn't even properly licensed. Yeah.
Sorry about yeah.
Yeah. And who picks that? Who picks these people?
Well, you would think it would be like somebody on their team, right? That would handpick their pilots, their drivers. You would think it will be people they know.
It would be,
Like
but
within that same
actually it's
circle
not.
and whatnot. Right.
Guess who it is that picks the captain and whoever's flying her out?
Who's that?
It's the operator.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I didn't know that either. I had to
I didn't know that.
actually do some investigation on
I
how.
would just think you would handpick.
Right,
Right.
right. That's what I thought too. But of course, they're also talking about again the owner of the Starwood Management. Um, the plane did have previous mechanical issues, you guys, and it did actually have a problem. I believe it had an accident back in, I think, 7 years before. Um, but that's not uncommon with these older planes. They're expensive. Even the older ones. This is like, almost like 40 years old, this plane. Or
Wow.
maybe not quite that, but I mean, not quite that. I don't think this model was,
So
but
it wasn't a modern thing,
right,
like a
right. And
modern
it's
version
very,
thing, right?
very common. And I did not know that. It's very common for, artists to use these planes. But here's another thing. She was thinking about personally buying this plane
Wow.
2 days before and was talking about it before this happened.
I didn't even know that either. That's
Yeah.
that's a cool fact. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot of mystery around this.
There is a lot of mystery around it. So a lot of the fans believe, she was shot down, which there is a podcast um that did a whole investigation, and these dudes, they are actually pilots. They are they've been pilots for 20 plus years, and they go over a lot of they're called the flight safety detectives, and they've actually gone over her case. So it's actually, this is where a lot of the stuff that I learned about some of the stuff on how procedures go with planes and all this other stuff.
Right.
But they went into her pretty well, and I'll send you that link, Stoner, to where you can add that to this description. But there were some fans that believe she was shot down. But they claimed that even though they didn't get to directly see the pieces, the plane was so, when it hit, it was completely and utterly destroyed. Like there was barely anything left of a plane,
Yeah, it was like
from what they
total.
said. Yeah, I mean barely any pieces left.
Right.
But from the pieces that they had, they did not see any evidence of bullets or any um, evidence of a missile hitting it, which it would have to have been a missile because obviously it was
You
higher up in
think
the
so?
air
You think
before
it
it
would have been
started
a
going
missile?
down. Do what?
Would have, right?
I didn't hear you.
I'll say you would have think they would have shoot a missile.
Right. A lot of the fans believe that it was a
It
missile
was a
that was
missile.
shot.
Wow.
Yeah. Now they said that there would have been some decompression that would have been a clear sign of those bits of those small bits of what they had of that plane, and
Right.
there was no sign of that. So those are two things we know for sure, at least according to what the report says.
Right. Based off
Right.
whatever puzzle people are putting together.
Right.
Right.
Um so and there are some people that, unfortunately, like there were some things that had come from her death. Like her estate, it became a subject of many lawsuits, right, amongst her
Right.
kids and her siblings. Um, and there were some accusations thrown about, and I'm not going to throw those out there, right? I'm not going to do
Right.
it. And the reason why is because this whole family's been through enough.
Right. Yeah.
Um,
It was. Yeah. I mean, she had a lot. There was a lot of stuff at home.
yeah,
Yeah. So yeah. Besides whatever she was doing with her career.
absolutely. I mean,
Right.
she like when I tell you this woman had been
Like she
through,
literally went through hell and
uh,
and
yes, she had literally
back and went back and
through
came
hell.
back. Right.
Yes, 100%.
Jeez. Honestly,
I
man.
mean, that was a strong woman. And I
Right.
mean, she
She
was
was.
the full package. She would
Right.
work, she would take care of her kids. I mean, she was talented. Dude, she was amazing. Just
Right. She
amazing.
was. She was an amazing woman. She was.
Mhm. So this is the reason, you guys, why I wanted to put Jenny on there. So, I hope that I hope that makes sense why I wanted to put Jenny on there.
Right.
So,
No, she's a great topic, man. She's a great example as well. Perfect pick, man.
mhm,
All right.
absolutely. So, I don't know if you have anything that you would like to add to all of this. I do want to. I am gonna lightly touch on who was it? The 17. I didn't take a picture of them. Uh, the combo. Okay. It was like, yeah, Combo, Colombia. Do you remember hearing about them?
No.
Okay. So I didn't even know about them. Um, but they were kidnapped. All right. There were 17 members of the Combo Colombian, and they were a Mexican group that played like the Colombian like the vallenato music
All right.
um in the Nuevo Laredo, which is right there by the border, you guys. I don't know if y'all know that. Like Laredo, you've got Laredo, that's in Texas, and the other side is, so all the same town is part of Texas and part of Mexico, if that makes any sense. Um, so the reason why they believe that they were murdered was because they had been gun playing in places that were controlled by the Zetas. Um, which that is insane. And it later fell under the role of like their rivals, who was the Gulf Cartel. Um, so there were 13 musicians that were murdered, along with 3 assistants and a sound engineer. And what happened, I believe, is this is where they were playing at a place. And they went in there. They went in there while they were playing. And they kidnapped them right there in front of everybody.
Wow.
I believe this is the
That's
one.
wow.
Yeah.
That's insane. That's crazy.
Luckily, I mean, nobody else was hurt, but unfortunately, a lot of people were murdered, including these guys. I believe one escaped. One person did escape, and I believe that was one of the band members. And I think this is like back in 2013. Yeah, it was back in 2013. So
No, I
yeah,
didn't hear about that. No.
yeah,
I don't
that
know
was
about that.
yeah, I didn't know about that either. I mean, anybody who watches this stuff later would be like, "How could you not know about them?" You know, especially if they're like, from Mexico. Like, yeah, we don't get to hear everything up here, unless we're it's a good day on like Apple Music or something. They skip to like a different singer, that you've never heard, right? Um, but yeah, that was crazy. So I do believe that one of the band members did escape, and whenever they kidnapped them, they were interrogating them. And I don't know what they were interrogating. It doesn't really go into detail as to why they were interrogated or anything like that, but um yeah. And so their bodies were discarded in a well. And it was one survivor.
Survivor in the well?
So yeah, they put their bodies in a well. And this is how they found them in the well, because the survivor went back and told the authorities. Yeah. Yeah, they went to a private party, again, a private party at La Carreta,
The careta?
which was a bar in
Right.
Nuevo Leon. Okay. It was a typical setting for a private gig. So in the wee hours of the morning, at least 10 armed men arriving in a convoy of up to 14 trucks. 14.
Wow.
They stormed the La Carreta at around 4 a.m. and they were described as heavily armed and organized. The group comprised of 12 musicians and 6 staff, including a sound engineer and assistants. They were all blindfolded and forced to vehicles. And of course, like I said before, none of the partygoers were harmed. So this attack was specifically targeted at the Como Colombians.
Yeah, no.
Their
And
band's
this was
vehicles were left
like in Colombia?
abandoned.
This was in Colombia? This took place like in the country of Colombia?
No, this is in
Oh,
Mexico.
Mexico.
No, this was in
Oh, you were talking
Mexico.
about. Oh, this is in Mexico.
The
Okay.
name of the band was Combo, Kombo, Colombia, Kolombia.
Right.
Yeah. Um. So their vehicles, they were abandoned. The doors were open with beer and whiskey bottles, like just kind of strewn about. So that's what happened with this band. That was back in
Right.
2013.
Wow. No. Wow, that's
They
crazy.
all had gunshots to the head.
As well.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's insane.
So, it is insane. Stoner, I know I've been talking for a while, and he's like, "Baby, you got this." Like I'm just gonna kind of let you. But baby, if you can, I would love for you to come on, for just a minute. I know Rainbow likes talking to you too. You'll want to talk about any of this stuff. I think the crash itself you might find a little bit more interesting if you want to go a little bit deeper into that, Stoner with Rambler. So
Yeah,
Are you there? Sorry.
Hey, what's
Yeah,
going
can you
on,
hear me?
Corner Man?
Yeah,
Right
what's
now,
going
man.
on, bro?
Not much. Hey, you know what? But I'm actually gonna have to jump out. Uh, I got some family waiting for me, and they want to hang out. So I'm just gonna go ahead and
Oh
jump out and hang out. I'm sorry this popped
no,
out.
you've been great. It's been great
Yeah,
having
you
you
good,
on
man?
as always.
Yeah, it just happened out of the blues. You know, I don't want to I don't want to disrespect you guys, but I also don't want to leave them hanging.
Oh no,
So
you're good, bro.
You're
You're good,
good.
man. Family first, man. Always.
for sure, brother. I appreciate
100%.
that.
Hey, we
Thank you,
appreciate you having you on,
thank you,
bro.
thank you. I
Thank you so
enjoyed the
much.
topic. Great topic. Death Kitty, Kitty Barrera. You know, she's best. Love you. That's a great one too. That's a great one. Great pick. Good pick. Good pick. For sure,
Yeah,
man. Pick squad. Love you
that's
guys. Much love.
good seeing you.
Good seeing you guys. You guys have a good
Y'all have a
night.
good weekend, bro.
Much love. Much love.
So, what did you think of all that, baby?
Is that me breathing in the mic?
It might be me. I'm all
Is it?
stopped up.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's you. Thought that was me.
If I sound like Darth Vader in the chat, put a one.
But no, yeah, that's crazy shit, man. I'm not gonna lie. I was really trying to keep up with what what, like, what all you were going, like, talking about, just 'cause so many different names and stuff like that. I'm like, I
Right.
don't know
That's why
enough
I wanted to
about
have
it
a
to make
picture
the
up.
connections. Yeah,
Right.
but I mean, regardless of being able to make the connections of all the people and who's who and how they all, you know, that's one thing. But what I can take from that is it sounds like usual record label tactics. I mean, plane crashes, man. How many times have we seen that before? But
Hmm.
I mean, how many artists have we seen mysteriously die? So fucking many. Like,
Right.
way more than there should, like, reasonably be. I feel like there's a fucking
Hmm.
reason for that. But, I think, I don't think people understand, for the most part, how high the cartels go. Like I said earlier, you know, those, those cartels can go all the way up into people in business suits.
They can. They can go all the way up to the White House.
Oh, yeah.
Hmm. Top military professionals. Hmm.
Fuck yeah, man. Absolutely. But, so I think that's very relatable. You know?
Yeah. So I hope it made sense after we were talking about it to try to shed light on it. So
I feel like I really did not contribute. Like, I feel bad. I hope you feel like I left you hanging, but I'm like, dude, I really don't know, like, anything. But I feel like you had it.
Dave,
You had your topic, so I was there. But,
you're like, I'm just gonna sit back, okay?
dude, I really had to, like I said, trying to keep up. I don't think I
Right.
really could have contributed much, but I'm gonna have to go back and actually watch this because I am very curious about, like, who these people's families are and how that's, why they were such a target.
Right. No,
Absolutely.
absolutely. Absolutely. Another thing, speaking of families, Chelino's son, which is the first man we talked about, um, he died in an accident, in a car accident. Now, the difference between his son actually did sing, but his son didn't sing the Narcocorridos, okay? His son sang more like romantic songs. And of course, like, there's not as many conspiracies with that, right? That because he died in a car accident, but there are a few wondering if, there's something related there, even though he didn't sing the same kind of songs.
Yeah.
So there was something else that I thought of whenever we were talking, whenever I was talking with the Rambler, and I'm like, oh, I need to make sure I talk about that because I'll forget. And I think I've forgotten what it was. But I want to say. Yeah, I want to say it was. I want to say it was about Ozalde. It was. I think it was. Yeah. Let's see here. So Elzalde, who's Valentina Elzalde, that there was a lot more to that I didn't go into. Um, so would whenever like a I don't know how long before, but Elzalde had a YouTube, and on one of the comment sections on one of his videos, it became a battleground for like cartel members with the Gulf and the Sinaloan cartels. And they would trade insults back and forth. So he was feeling the attention, right, from, putting out a song out there, a video. Um, and he was set to play a show in Reynosa, right? We already been over like he was shot in his vehicle, right? But Reynosa is a territory that was considered being controlled by the Gulf Cartel and the ruthless Los Zetas. Um, Despite prior warnings, he opens and closes his show with a song called A Mis Enemigos. And he was told not to sing the song. So it got back to the man known as El Hummer, who was a Zetos member, Los Zetos member, that was in control of that territory. And he took it as an act of war and ordered the hit. So some people say that he was approached to play a personal show for a wealthy narco, but he declined as he already had prearranged to play somewhere else in another town. So he left that show alongside with his manager, and his cousin, and we already talked about all that. Now, by November 27th, and this is just a few days later, but November 27th, basically, YouTube had removed all of the mentioned videos from YouTube, wiping away the comments forever. It's just insane. And I'm going to read a few of those messages because they were pretty bad. After he was killed, they commented again, you guys. And when they commented again, um, they pretty much took credit.
What do they take credit for?
For killing him. Okay, here we go. So one of the first ones was just because of this video, they filled the rooster with lead. Ha 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 ha. They say he cried like a bitch. The note is alleged to contain. So there was a note that obviously was handed to him as well, and it was alleged to contain a request for him to attend and sing for Narco at the end of a concert. So at the beginning of the concert, he was handed a note and reminded again not to sing this song, Mis Enemigos. And he went ahead and sang it anyway.
So why was he not supposed to sing this song?
So Mis Enemigos was a tribute, I believe, to a uh, a like an opposite cartel, an enemy cartel, because
Ah,
they
I
were
gotcha.
he was
Okay.
in the area of the Gulf cartel, I believe, in the Los Etos. So I'm gonna go ahead and read the song in English is actually for my enemies. And this goes for the ball of envious people, OE. What did the burnt ones die of? The dogs keep barking. It's a sign that I'm advancing, like the saying goes, for those who are talking about the people that work who don't mess around. To whoever the jacket didn't fit, you can ask for one in your size. With me, you don't play. Why risk your life? I have a super silver and I'm watching you. To talk behind my back, that's what you paint alone. Because they don't tell me to my face, they must fear the mono. They know what they get themselves into. Come and risk your luck. Nobody gave me anything. Everything I have is mine. With the sweat of my forehead, I have accomplished what I wanted. I only owe my life to my parents and loved ones. Nabohua, I love you a lot. Wasabe, my loving land. I'm always riding around. I miss you without limit. Soon I will arrive to visit my family. Keep hissing rattlesnakes. You will be taken off the way. And to the ones who really appreciate me, here you have a friend. I'm done singing this corrido for all my enemies.
Hmm.
Yeah. So, any thoughts on that?
Well,
No, just wow.
not really.
Yeah.
That's a lot to
So,
take in. That's a lot to
yeah,
take
I
in.
mean the lyrics are actually very very powerful. It's about betrayal, loyalty, betrayal and loyalty, and there's there's a reason why some songs shouldn't be sung, right? According to these cartels. So, um, sometimes like the group of Fugitivo, they weren't even singing Narcocorridos. But it's just because they were playing at different places, so you could play at the wrong venue and then all of a sudden you could become a target. It's just insane.
Yeah, that is.
So, well, I that's all I've got for tonight, baby. If I have anything else, I'll do it live.
Heck yeah.
Mhm.
Well, I think the overall lesson of this, though, is this definitely can be something that could happen here. I
Mhm.
think it has been happening here. I don't think people realize how long and how prevalent it is here.
Yeah,
So, moral of the story, more or less, is what I feel like is that Kyle, what you're leading into with that.
pretty much. Yeah. Look at all the people that have been attacked, killed. anything like that in the last, what, 5 years. That number spiked up quite a bit. Most of those, I'm not saying all of them, but you know, some of these things were happening from people that were not from here, were illegal citizens, and
And from multiple different countries too.
yeah, and you don't know what they're into in their home country. You don't know if there's some sort of agenda. Look at what is it, that cartel that took over an apartment complex in Colorado?
Yeah. Uh,
You think it's not
was that
possible?
cartel?
It's very, yeah, it was a cartel. Like,
I
it wasn't
think.
the whole cartel. It was like part of their cartel was up there and they took over an apartment complex up there.
I thought it was just like a bunch of fucking like um, vagrants, basically that like thought
No,
they created like a militia or
no,
some shit up there. Okay, so it was actually a
no.
cartel.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
man.
So, I mean, this isn't to scare anybody. This is just an awareness. Because a lot of the time, because there's a language barrier, sometimes people just kind of tune it out, and I get that. I do. It's not something you understand. You hear a word, it's like, okay, you're just gonna block it out. But this stuff is important to discuss because you never know.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of shit that goes, in and out of our border, man, and in all four directions. Get you right there? Is that your camera?
Yeah, my camera keeps doing that every time. It freezes up every time I turn it back on.
That's weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely a lot of relation.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So I
man,
will
fucking
say, God
people.
bless the USA.
Oh hell yeah, God bless
Yeah.
America, man.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, man. Like I said saying earlier, people who think that deporting illegal aliens is nothing more than destroying innocent families. Bullshit. You know, like if you're a criminal and you're doing horrible shit, you need to fucking go. But they have brought them in here for a reason. And these motherfuckers are fucking lunatics.
Mhm.
But they really want them to stay here.
Yeah.
Really want to give them more rights than their own citizens. And yeah, they're just here to fucking destroy us. And we're giving them free pass and helping them out to do it.
Yep. Which, I mean, honestly, like, okay, like I'm all for giving people opportunity, like to escape some bad stuff and everything else. I'm totally like,
Oh, for sure.
my so my grandparents did. Like, I get it, but become a legal citizen and do it. Do it the right way. Do it the right way. There's no shortcut. Do it the right way. And the reason why I say it, do it the right way, right now, if you don't do it the right way, you're caught, you're gonna get kicked out, and then you're gonna be permanently banned and never able to come back. Like, don't be
Yeah.
stupid. Like go through the proper channels and like I know it's longer, I know it's rough, everything else, but do it the right way. That way you never have these issues.
Yeah.
A lot of the time, a lot of, the people that have done this legal way, it's been a year's process, right? I'm talking years. But these people end up knowing more about American history than Americans do. They know more about America because
But
they
then
went through the avenues and they had to learn.
But that's the thing. They made it to where it was easier to come here illegally and cheat the system
Right.
and to do it the right way and respect the system.
Right.
So
And because of all those people
they,
that take advantage, that is why you're in the situation you're in. I don't want to hear you crying, crying, like, oh, well, I'm in such a horrible situation. Yes, I understand you're in a horrible situation, but you need to not blame us for that. You need to blame the people that went and took advantage and kept on taking advantage. And this is where we're at now. You don't need to blame the people that are like, no, that's enough. You know,
yeah,
we cannot afford to everything that you've gotten, like these people have gotten for free under a different candidate that was in the White House. Who do you think paid for all that? We did. And we're paying for it right now. Still, even right now, we're just still feeling the effects of it even now. All of us taxpayers. So if you're
yeah,
going to come up here, you're going to be a taxpayer. You're going to contribute.
hell yeah. Even though taxes are fucking bullshit. Still,
I
we ain't
agree.
paying for you. We're not paying your way. That's the point.
Exactly. This isn't a participation trophy. If you are, if you're coming from a horrible country and everything else, you should already know that.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely. Okay, do you have anything else you want to add, or
no, no, I don't think
okay?
so.
Well, good topic.
Thank you, babe. I hope I don't know if anybody was able to keep up with it, so they didn't know these people. I think they tried to though.
So, do a breakdown on it, but helps hearing the music.
Hmm.
So maybe, yeah, if that's something you could do. You could post some of the music, like some clips of them, do some reels,
You
put
want
the
me to do
music to
that?
the artist.
Hmm. I'll
Should
totally
totally
do
do
that.
that. Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, I think we're about ready to call night, guys. But everybody, thank you for joining in, and hope everyone has a good weekend, man. But um, fuck, I was gonna say, oh yeah, Life Beyond Joy tomorrow night, 9 o'clock,
Yeah.
not 9:30, 9 o'clock.
Hey, silly.
Hey, silly, you're back, man.
Missed quite a bit. That's okay. We appreciate you always stopping in. He's always just so
Yeah.
positive. Just love it.
Oh, dude, it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, we had Silly in the chat. Go check out his channel, man. He's always doing some lives, doing a little bit of everything, man. You never know what you're gonna get, but I like it. It's like it's definitely not confined to like a single genre or like never gets boring, man. That's the thing. So I like that. But yeah, we have Razor Ricky. He's an independent artist, guys. Please go check him out on YouTube and Apple Music and Spotify as well. And just doing podcasts, man, on YouTube. Give those guys a listen. Just four dudes just shooting the shit, man. Being real. We need more
Absolutely.
of that shit, man.
Yeah.
Less of the fake shit. Less of the regurgitation.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, especially whenever you can't form a thought for yourself. So you watch a little bit of some different things and then you go and you act like it's your own.
You know,
Hmm.
start put the stamp up
Anyway.
to plagiarize this motherfucker.
Hmm.
Let that one
Absolutely.
sink.
Did you already mention the artists that were in here?
Yeah. Yeah, I got you.
Okay. Okay, cool.
But okay, you ready?
Yeah.
All right. Everybody, thank you for joining tonight, man. We appreciate y'all. Love having you in the chat. Everybody have a badass weekend. Creek Squad, motherfucker.